Welcome to Ask Lynn, everyone. I have the best business coach, one of the best business coaches on the planet, if I don't say so myself. And Orly and I have been working together for on and off for many, many years. And we were, I believe, in a couple books together. And so that's how I know Orly. But one of the things she does is teaches people how to be fabulous, which I am 100% behind. So I'm going to let Miss Orly Amor take it away.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Wynn. Thank you for having me. Yes, I am a business coach for public speakers, and I've been doing public speaking for about 16 years. So my personal mission is to impact the lives of 200 million people around the planet by 2025. And the way that I found I was going to do that is by helping other speakers and authors and coaches to get out there, get paid to speak, share their message with the masses so that we can collectively reach 200 million people. And now, 8 years later, we are at 47.2 million right now.
47.2 million?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. That is just a scary number. So your mission is working. And so, okay, you know that I've published books, but what would be the best advice for the newbie published author that wants to get out there, that doesn't have the support like you and I do, and they're just starting out, and they're honestly scared to get on the stage or get on the podcast, which you should be. But what would be your suggestion for them?
That's a good start, I mean, it's all about marketing yourself and branding yourself. But the most important thing I feel is knowing the industry, knowing the business side of public speaking, knowing the business side of branding and of social media and all that stuff. Why do we do anything? And the reason we are is because we need to get the word out there. So it's about education, and I think first and foremost is about being not only having a business plan together, but even having a business model that you adhere to so that you have consistency. Really, consistency is key.
So you say be consistent and build your business model on what you want to speak on and what you want to do with your life, and just be consistent. That's what you're saying. Just be consistent, and you can make money off publishing books. I do. Orly does. Everyone does. You just can't let the book sit there. I'm sorry, but if you think you're going to make $1 million by letting a book sit there, you're not going to make $1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, Orly, if you had to be educated by anyone, who would it be and why?
If I were to be what?
Educated by anyone, who would it be and why?
I would say Sir Richard Branson. He has been my mentor without being my physical mentor. He's been my mentor because he has one thing that he says that I love that quote, which is, if an opportunity knocks, say yes and figure it out later. So we all have amazing ideas in our life and we want to get them out there, but we don't know where to start or we don't know what to do. And I would just say, go ahead and do it. Whatever it takes, just do it so that you learn from it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, great. You learn something. The other thing is a lot of people say to me, well, I'm too busy, or I'm too busy. And, oh, I was so busy. I'm sorry I didn't call you. Or whatever the reason may be, nobody's that busy. And it's just that they have a priority that you're not on. And that's okay. I learned to accept that. I'm not a priority for you, therefore you say you're busy, but you're really not. Sir Richard Branson has over 380-something companies, and if I know of anybody being busy, he's busy. Yes, with time, he builds companies, and he builds teams to run the companies and some loyal friends and colleagues to help him along the way. But at the end of the day, he's busy, and he doesn't give that excuse. Nobody's that busy. It's just that you learn to prioritize. So if I were to learn from anyone, it would be Sir Richard Branson. One, he has a lot of money, but still does good stuff. He has a few companies and never says he's busy. And when an opportunity knocks, he still says yes and figures it out. And if it didn't work, it didn't work. And I have the opportunity to do that, and I'm super excited. So definitely that would be the person and who I would listen to.
Yes. And for those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know what Richard Branson does, he's the founder of Virgin Mobile and Virgin Airlines. Thank you very much. So he invests his time in the mobile industry and the airline industry, just to name two of his companies. And I think he's been named top 10 by Forbes, and he is a fabulous mentor for Orly to have, even though he's not her physical mentor. She wishes he was, but you have to figure this shit out. You have to figure this shit out. If you want a successful company, you have to figure this shit out. I mean, you people say to Orly and I all the time, I want to write a book. Why don't you sit down and start typing something on the keyboard? I mean, that's how I did it, and it took me a year.
Exactly. It's about just making it a priority.
Yes, making it a priority. So, Orly, what is your biggest business accomplishment and life accomplishment?
Wow, there are many, and that I'm very proud of as well. So my business accomplishment is starting the Health and Wellness Network of Commerce 3 years ago, where now we are in 13 states, 6 countries. We have 45 chapters around the world. We're touching people's lives. We're helping bridge the gap between corporate and health and wellness professionals, practitioners, service, and product providers. I started it as a mastermind, and it took off by itself. And for 3 years, we have done absolutely no marketing. So the growth I was talking about was all word of mouth. So I feel like that's one of my biggest business accomplishments, amongst others. But that would be the one that came to mind right away.
I remember when you told me that you were starting this, and now it's up and off the ground. You put it out to the universe. You told me about it way back when, and I remember when you told me about it in my office, and you said, I'm going to do this to help entrepreneurs and wellness professionals, and I just sat there, good for you, cheering you on behind the scenes, and now that it's up and running and time has gone by, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And my personal accomplishment, I think till this day, is that I lost 231 pounds. I kept it off, and now I'm on my last maybe 40 pounds that I'd like to lose, 30 to 40 pounds. Doesn't have to be 40, but I would like to lose about 30 to 40 pounds.
Well, congratulations on that, too, because I know once you gain the weight, it's hard to get it off. And me being skinny as well, I have a condition which I have to be careful of my weight. Yep. My condition is ataxia spastic cerebral palsy, CP for short, and I have to be careful of my weight. If I gain an ounce, my CP goes downhill. So I know how difficult it is to, how easy it is to gain weight, but how difficult it is to lose a weight. Yeah. So congratulations on that. And Orly, what would you do to help the disabled if you had the opportunity?
I would want to just make life easier for them, give them the opportunity to be autonomous, but make it easier to be autonomous. I wouldn't want to make them feel that they are disabled. I would just make things so. Come on. Sorry. Alex. I would just make things easier for them in making things like, I don't know, some accessibility to things, giving them access, giving them anything that can enlighten their day, and also make them feel like they belong, just like anybody else.
Just like anyone else. Now, before we end this interview, I know that you help coaches and you help all these women do amazing things. And where can people find you? Where can people find your services? How can people get a hold of you?
Well, the best way is orlyamor.com, ORLYAMOR.com, as well as they can email me, orly@orlyamor.com. And my phone number is on the website. Everything is there to reach out to me and all about my businesses and everything that I do. And I invite people to sign up for my 30-minute consultation if they need to and brainstorm on their business and how I can support them. I love giving back, and I love to pay it forward. So please, yes, reach me through my website.
Well, that's wonderful. And that's wonderful that you have your phone number. Now, I have my phone number practiced everywhere myself. And so you guys can reach out to Orly Amor, and she can help you, and I can help you to start a podcast or even write a book if you guys want to. You guys have to prioritize the book, not over anything else, but you do have to prioritize the book if you want to write a book. And remember, you guys have to market that book. But Orly and I are so experienced with this, we can help you and guide you to do what you want to do to live your dreams.
Exactly.
And I want you to ask me a question about anything that you see fit.
Well, I guess my question to you is, what is it that you would like to see done or created for people who are disabled? What is it that you think that, you know, everybody can hear you and say, you know what, I can help with that?
I would love to see, love to see, as I interviewed a friend of mine yesterday about this, I would love to see more equal opportunity in players, accepting people with disabilities, more gyms accepting people with disabilities. I go to 2 gyms, and one is a local YMCA, and, well, it's not really considered a YMCA, but it is in a sense. And my rock climbing instructor, he's the best person on the planet because he not only accepts the kids, but accepts the people with disabilities too. And it's amazing to see when people open their eyes a little bit to see what we can do to help the disabled. So I would love to see equal opportunity in players accepting more disability, to bring diversity to their teams, And then I would love to see more YMCAs accepting more people with disabilities, because Zumba is the cheapest sport on the planet. And believe it or not, rock climbing is, if you do it right, rock climbing is the cheapest sport on the planet. And for those of us that need help, we need people to accept this more. And I'm noticing at my local YMCA, they accept me at the union. At the local gym that I go to for PT, different story, because I am in a robotic suit, and even though people think that's cool, there's still a stigma attached that Wynn is at her PT. So I would like to see more equal opportunity employment, more equal opportunities at local YMCAs.
That's awesome. And I like the fact that you're saying equal opportunity for jobs and so on and so forth, because, you know, you have a brain, you have a mouth, you still have a functionality that can be used for many, many things. And if people became creative, especially entrepreneurs who need help, can become creative, they can definitely create jobs and create equal opportunities for people who are disabled but are able to function at a certain level. Yes, you're not going to probably run a marathon, but you are able to do certain things. And here you are, you know, you're interviewing on a radio show or a podcast, which is absolutely amazing. And it just goes to show that there is possibilities. So what would you say that they need to know of other functionalities that disabled people are able to do, and what are disabled people looking to do if they had the choice, if they had the opportunity? What is it that they would ask for?
Well, one thing I have noticed, give a disabled person a job with any disability, they do it to the 10th degree. My assistant, Danielle Coulter, has CP, and I gave her the job of scheduling. I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. She's not going to do it. Unbeknownst to me, she does it to the 10th degree better than I can. So give a disabled person a job, teach them how to do it. I don't care if you have to teach them 10 times how to do it. They will get it eventually, and then once they do get it, they will do it to the 10th degree. And we don't want to be treated like second-class citizens, and we don't want to be treated like a box of rocks. And a lot of misconceptions is that the disabled community doesn't have the brain power to get a college degree, or to start a podcast, or to do what they want to do with their life.
Yeah. What would you say are the 3 major things you've learned so far?
In life, or podcasting only? Where are we going with this question?
How about
in life?
Interview. Just this interview. Have you learned anything? Did you learn 3 things?
I've learned to open up the doors to opportunity, and never underestimate the power of opportunity. I mean, you reached out to me on LinkedIn. Believe it or not, she reached out to me on LinkedIn, and she said I'm speaking on a cruise, which that's so never underestimate the power of opportunity. Never say I'm too busy. Always accomplish your dreams. That's the 3 things I have learned from you over the years through this interview and today. And that's what I will always keep learning from you, Miss Orly, because you had a dream to help entrepreneurs and wellness professionals, and you set out and bang the drum very loudly. Now that is up and rolling, and you're actually getting paid to help people facilitate that.
Yes, thank you. And what would you say was your aha moment since we started talking?
My aha moment is to follow the best mentors online, which I'm going to do, and use them as your virtual mentors and virtual muses, because they don't have to be your physical mentors. You just have to follow their philosophies. Like, your virtual mentor is Richard Branson, and of course we would all love to have Richard Branson on a podcast, but aha moment for this morning was just to pick a virtual mentor and then just follow what they do and not copy them, but lead by example, lead by their example.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. That's all.
There we go.
And
I appreciate your time. I know you're extremely busy. And you guys, to get Orly to come on this podcast, it took a little bit of timing and a little bit of wrangling, but we did it. And this particular interview we tried twice before, and somehow the interview got screwed up and got lost. So the third time is the charm, as they say. So I'm happy that the third time is the charm, and even though it took 3 times and a year in between, I'm happy to finally record this interview and finally get it done and have Orly on my podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode of Ask Win, and we'll have all of Orly's information in the show notes. And please, 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 please go check out her website. Please contact her. And if you're a wellness professional, please contact her about joining her network of wellness professionals. She can really help you out on that front. And so please tap into all these amazing resources. I'm not kidding. She's helped me believe in my dreams over the years, and she's sat with me in my office, and I've been trying to write this book. And yeah, so please, 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 please tap into her brain, and she's just amazing, and possibly use her as your virtual mentor, and just tap into the resources and knowledge she has. And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode. Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.